Hi guys, welcome to Night and Grace Revelations. This is Tarot Tia. This is going to be a reading for I was gonna say Libra, and then that didn't rub me the right way at all. Um who have we missed, guys? Capricorn. Let's do Capricorn. Sorry, Libra. Y'all's energy has not sat well with me this month, and I don't know why. I'm sure we'll find out once we do your reading, though, if any are watching. But Capricorn energy, general reading may or may not resonate, but I do offer personals, and that information is in the description. Let's see. Oh, Capricorn, you look pissed off. I see somebody pissed off counting their money. Pissed off counting their money because they feel like some of their coins are missing. Some of their coins are missing, or somebody, it's like, hold up, where my money at? Where the rest? Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Like, where's the rest of my shit? And it seems like somebody's about to find out where the rest of their shit is, They're about to figure that out. So it seems like a disagreement is coming out of this, but you look really happy about it. You look content because, like I said, you're getting what you deserve or getting what you wanted. You're happy, you're celebrating, especially if you were waiting for someone to come back around to you or waiting for an opportunity to represent itself in your life. It looks like it's coming back around. It seems like you may feel manipulated by people around you, people that you really will kind of give the shirt off your back to, Especially if there's a possible Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, or a possible Gemini in the equation, or someone that you see as being very aggressive, very physically aggressive, and very manipulative. Because it feels like this person may have tried to tell you, like, oh no, I only promised to give you this amount. And so, and then you're like, nah, because you may have this on record, or you may, your memory clicked and you realize like this person was trying to manipulate you. Excuse me, especially if there's a person in this situation that was trying to convince you that you weren't as valuable as you are. You were not an asset. This was not an asset. This was not necessary. And now they're begging you for this work or begging you for your attention. And it looks like you're focused on something else. You're focused on something else. Especially if you, so it looks like you may be really, really into a possible water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or someone that reminds you of your mother, someone that reminds you of, or someone that has this very maternal like energy, but they're in a space to where they're really healing. Seems like they have a lot of love to offer typically. This looks like a person that would do anything for anybody, especially when it comes to clothing and feeding others, tending to the necessities of others. This looks like a really loving person, loving energy. However this is resonating, especially if this person is feeding people who are hungry. Because I'm seeing someone pass out meals to the homeless, or meals to the needy, meals to, to people. But all these people have these bowls. They have these bowls. It looks like they have these bowls. That's very interesting. So it seems like someone regrets trying to manipulate this person, or kind of regrets trying to take advantage of this loving energy that someone has, because they took someone's kindness for weakness, and now it feels like they regret doing that because they're begging and begging and begging and begging for help, or begging for someone to focus on them again. And they're not focused on anyone because they're more focused on success and stability. I heard nachos. I heard nachos very loud and clear, and I'm seeing nachos. So I don't know what this has to do with. What this has to do with. I'm seeing nachos very clearly, like decked out, like loaded nachos. I don't know what this has to do with, y'all. But it looks like mariachi music, mariachi, maracas, things like that may be a really big factor in whatever this setting is, especially if this is a parade or, a celebration, a birthday party, an event, an event. Could be the birth of a child, a baby shower specifically too, a baby shower. Because someone may not have been invited or may not have felt welcomed in this setting. A social gathering where someone didn't feel as if they were noticed or people cared about their presence. Again, they look like they were unappreciated. And now someone is seeing the value in this person or the value of this situation or this opportunity. And it feels like they may break down and propose or break down to tell someone the truth. Especially if this truth is tied into their history. This truth could be tied into some type of legal agreement. Revealing this legal agreement to you. Because again, if someone has come across as real nonchalant, real uninterested, they realize that they're interested now, and they want to make an offer. They want to make an offer, but it feels like there's like a lifetime guarantee or there's longevity here, or a situation that can establish something great, something that can evolve into something massive, or something that can awaken the masses. Publishing something that can awaken the masses, especially if this is, I heard masters, heard that very loud. Masters, David. He made golf. This may be a golfer. Golf. I know this is so random, y'all, but like, I'm seeing someone golf. I heard California very loud and clear, the state of California. But it feels like this person is from somewhere else, from somewhere that's very industrial. Or somewhere to where hard labor is a big factor in the economy. Like, blue collar community, something like that. And it feels like they may have become very wealthy or have really established themselves or on their way to becoming wealthy, to where they can feed a community, they can feed a village, they can feed a team, they can feed multiple families, they can take care of their own family, they can become head of household. I wish I knew this golfer's name, y'all. Like, and I ain't gonna lie like I do, but he used to have the commercials. He had these commercials, and I think it was like a medical commercial or something that he was advertising. And I feel like his last name was like Mick something. Oh, if y'all know, please comment, because that's who I'm seeing. That guy that was the guy that was in the commercials. Mick something was his last name, I believe. Mick something. And it feels like somebody is putting on some weight because they're spiritually evolving. It's kind of like they're absorbing so much information, or they have retained so much information that they're starting to, I heard Gordo, they're starting to gain weight. They're starting to, again, expand like Buddha. So it feels like they're looking for a way to release this. And it feels like the release is going to come after they change their physical environment, or the release came after they changed their physical environment. That's when this transformation happened. So it feels like somebody may have, it feels like a possible weight gain journey. or weight gain and weight loss journey, like somebody's weight who fluctuates a lot, but people may like this person better when they have weight on them because they look happier. They know, like, if this person is fat, they happy. Or if this person is getting chubby, you know that they eating good, or you know everything is good with them. And that's what it feels like is going on. And somebody is getting real chubby. If this is a woman, it looks like a woman that's getting real thick. Real thick, real bottom heavy. And it feels like her boobs are expanding. Her boobs are growing. So she definitely could be pregnant, for sure could be pregnant and breastfeeding, or pregnant and lactating, or, you know, something like that. Because it looks like it's a really big factor. Someone whose boobs are growing, someone who's usually very petite, very small framed, but they have body. You know what I mean? Or a situation of where, like I said, and I heard producer. This person may be a producer. They may know how to play the piano also. This person may know how to play the piano or keys. Take that how it resonates. May be a really big factor in this equation, because this person, like I said, they're getting fat because of this. They're gaining weight because their business is taking off. Their name is Ho and Weight. Their name is Ho and Weight. Like, I can't make this up, y'all. So you take this how it resonates. I almost forgot whose fucking reading I was doing. Capricorn is y'all. Okay. But yeah, it feels like you really are ready to move into matrimony. Whether this is with someone or whether this is with your career, it feels like you are married to the game, or you met the love of your life and you're like, look, it's time. Let's do this. Because this is something or someone that you refuse to let slip away. Because it seems like you almost lost this opportunity. You almost lost this opportunity a little bit ago. Especially if this was possibly last summer, possibly like 6 months ago or so. It feels like you almost lost this opportunity or this person. But it feels like, it's here. The chance is still here. The opportunity is still here. And you get to do it on a more firm foundation. And you get to do it in a more, tailored way. Like, it's going to be a lot more exciting. It's also going to be a lot more what's the term that I'm looking for? Trustworthy. It feels like you're working around a team of people, a group of people that are on the same wavelength as you, and they can hold their own weight. So they don't need to eat off of you. You are eating. You get what I'm saying? You the fattest in the room. Take that how that, now I don't even mean that physically, but you can take that how that resonates. You the biggest in the room, right? But these people hold their own weight, and they're not looking at your plate to eat. They're not worried about what's on your plate, because it feels like you've given them something to put them in a position to eat for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? So now it's a matter of like, bet, like, let me go out here. You feel me? I got the connections from this person, or I know this person can get me connected to this and this and this, or I know the plug. You know what I mean? I know the resource. I know who is the go-to if I'm looking for this, this, and this, and this, or I have my engineer, I have my producer. I got this. You know what I mean? Like, I got my team set, like we set. Or this could also be someone's beauty team, someone having their management team, their beauty team, everything just set. Like, they have everything around them, their lawyer, everything around them, their paperwork, their documents, whatever this is. They have everything aligned to keep this ball rolling, and to, again, teach others to the fish. You know what I mean? They're teaching someone how to fish. They're teaching their team how to fish instead of just feeding them. So it feels like everybody's coming back to this pot, like, you feel me, band up, like, everybody's coming back to this pot, like, look what I got, look what I got, look what I did. Like, it's fucking turn, whatever this is. I'm hyped, Capricorn. Because everybody around you feels like they're finding success in their own way. But even though they know, like, you may be the backbone. You get what I'm saying? And you know that you're the backbone, but you no longer feel like this. You no longer feel like you're doing this with whatever the situation is. You can hold your head up high, because these people, again, they're not back here. They got your back, but they ain't on your back. You hear me? And that's what I think is so bomb about this situation. Oh, I'm hyped. This just got me hyped. Like, because I've been stalling y'all's reading, because y'all was not sitting well with me this month either. And I don't know. So I'm like, maybe spiritually it just was meant to be. But it definitely feels like you're about to pull off a lot, especially if you're buying a lot of jewelry. If you're buying jewelry, or if you're investing in gold, or investing in stocks. You could be investing in, what was I about to say? What was I about to say? It feels like a startup company, but it feels like a music company, because a music producer and engineer, that feels like a really big factor. Beats feel like a really big factor, because people are listening. It's like people just have to be quiet and just listen. But it's fun as fuck. Like whatever the music is, it feels like it's real fun music. It's real fun music. And somebody is getting a lot of attention, but it feels like the producer or the person behind that's making the beats or behind the scenes is getting a lot of fucking attention too. The director is getting a lot of attention too. You get what I'm saying? Like, so everybody that's on this team or everybody that's linking up in these situations is fucking eating. The designer, you know what I mean? Like, whoever, like, everybody in this equation is fucking eating, and this is fucking dope, because it feels like I said, these are things that are being established for longevity, and these feel like people who have pulled themselves off the fucking streets. You know what I mean? Because I see a few of these people being homeless, and they feel like they were only homeless not too long ago, and they may have been homeless at like 18 years old. 18 years old. So I have 17, 18 for sure. Because it feels like these people are possibly sleeping in cars or looking for places to go. And then it feels like they may have started hitting licks. And y'all, like I said, y'all take this on whatever vibration y'all are on. Because whether this is physically robbing people or robbing people in a fucking cyber type of manner, you know, like embezzlement, you know, anything like that. But it feels like they started to rob people or started to steal or started to get into crime. So they did a lot of shady ass business, and it feels like they reaped the karma from all of that. So they learn their lessons. They realize, like, you know, but they still had a hunger inside of them because they haven't gotten to where they want to be. They haven't gotten to where they want to be. So they're done like fucking people over. I see them like wanting to be done with that, but they know that they still will, you know, that like that's a beast inside of them that they will never forget about, or that they were never let go of, but they know how to suppress that beast. They know how to suppress this beast. That could also be someone who was struggling with an addiction to pills, or an addiction to some type of prescription drug, in some type of way. Because it feels like they're trying to suppress this addiction. They're trying to suppress this addiction. So they may be a loner now. They may not want to hang around the whole team. And so they're happy that these people can eat on their own, because they know like getting around these people again would not be healthy for their psyche. It wouldn't be healthy for their psyche or healthy for their business relationships. So, or they know like, again, that shady ass business dealing is going to affect them long term in this setting. This has to shift from like a street mentality to a more professional setting. And they understand that. So someone is going, you feel me? They may still go to their business meetings in their boots, in their Timbs, or in their whatever, in their streetwear, whatever their normal attire. They're probably not putting on a suit and tie unless it's a formal event. But this person is still going to be themselves in all of these environments. They're going to be themselves in all of these environments. But it feels like very expensive cars, very expensive clothing. That type of stuff seems like a really big factor. I heard don't smoke in this ride, because one of the tires, there's going to be an issue with the tire. Don't smoke in the car. Don't smoke in this car. Don't smoke on this ride, especially if it's you plan to go on this ride by yourself and then somebody tags along with you. Don't smoke in the car on this ride, because it feels like, again, something is going to happen, and it feels like then the police are like pulling you over and questioning you about the whatever this smell is, this smell. So it seems like that's going to be an issue here. So don't do that. Whatever this is, unless this has already happened. And then you have a legal situation that's come from that. It's like it's not going to be it feels like a fine. It feels like a fine, or you're paying a fee or something like that, and then you're moving out of that. But it does seem like you look like you are comfortable, very emotionally stable, but upset because you want someone to open up communication with you, or you're waiting for a door to open up. So you're ready to kick this bitch down. And it's like, that's the beast that I see you trying to tame, because it's like, man, I know I can't do that. I know I can't do that. I know I can't do that. Because it really feels like you're ready to violate somebody, or violate their boundaries to gain access to them again. But you think it's going to be detrimental. Like it looks like, and it will. From what I can see, it looks like it will. It doesn't look like this is going to give you the response that you're looking for in this moment. Not in this moment. So it seems like a phone call or slowly working your way into this person's life through phone calls or through messages is a big factor, or allowing this person to slowly work themselves back into your life through messages only, possibly no physical contact, no, no face-to-face contacts. That type of stuff looks really important, because somebody here is still pissed off. They're still really angry, or they're still working through a lot of trauma, because it seems like they may be trying to heal themselves from possible addictions, or heal themselves from trauma that's really fucking them up. I heard wheel very loud and clear. Wheel. So it feels like somebody here, and like, and that doesn't have to be a name. That could be someone's wheel, a wheel. That's a big factor in this equation. Especially if someone is trying to find out the truth. Trying to find out the truth about someone or a situation where someone may live at a distance from them. Especially if they live in a tropical area, tropical habitat, or a very warm climate. Very warm climate. So it doesn't feel like they're near them at all. But they feel the need to be near this person to watch over them, because they don't feel like they have sufficient supervision, or they don't feel like they have any type of guardianship, or anything like that. Like, they don't feel like they have a support system. Let's see advice. Let's see advice. Definitely looks like to continue to walk in your truth, because these aren't your battles. It looks like people are trying to fight you, because, again, to distract you from your happiness. And it feels like you just don't have that to do anymore. Looks like you may lose your patience one last time, and then you can move on from this opportunity, because it feels like these are waters that are muddy. These are waters that you don't need to play in anymore. It's like, I already know what it is. I already know what it is. I don't need to drink your poison. I already know what dealing with this situation or dealing with these people will cause me. And it seems like you kind of are in a space to where you're still in pain, or there's a maternal figure around you that may be in a lot of physical pain, or and it feels like that's your biggest concern right now, is this maternal figure, or these maternal figures, these people in your life that have a very loving energy, as it seems like you're very worried about these people. You look really worried about these people, really worried about these energies. But it feels like they won't talk to you, or that you don't have access to them for some reason. And that's what's worrying you. Especially if someone may have recently broken their phone, or recently blocked you, or again, it's just in a space to where they're trying to kind of heal by themselves. So they come out when they can. They may, just to tell you that they're okay, or they pop out, periodically, but it's not enough contact for you. Like, you wish there was more contact. But this person, like I said, it seems like this is someone that's healing. They close themselves off. And it feels like a situation where someone was fed to the wolves. And it feels like their privacy was violated in many different ways. So they don't trust anyone. They would rather be by themselves than to fuck with people that they do not trust. So they're very closed off. Very closed off. But it seems like they have a lot on their plate, or a lot on their back. Again, they do. They have a lot on their back, a lot that they're worried about, or a big team of people, a big group of people, or a heavy situation that they're dealing with. And it feels like once they start to remove these weights, or again, once these people start to gain self-sufficiency in different ways, they'll be a lot more open. They'll be a lot more happy. They'll be a lot more vulnerable. Or once they kind of get into a space, a mental space, or possibly getting their own office, getting their own space in some type of way, they'll be able to clear their head mentally, and they'll be a lot more kind, or they'll be a lot more welcoming. They'll be a lot more friendly, sociable in some type of way. But it feels like this person is in a mode to where they feel like they need to protect themselves, or they constantly feel the need to protect themselves. So they keep themselves surrounded by people who are constantly on go, or they keep themselves in a situation where they don't have to be around any threats to their safety. They don't like anything that can threaten their safety. So, it feels like that's your advice also, is to keep yourself in situations that are going to contribute to your wellness, because you figured that out. You figured out the key here, and your spiritual growth is definitely going to show throughout the rest of this year. So thank you so much, guys.